Hello, people of YouTube. It's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news for the 13th of December 2025. I hope you all enjoyed that, my most recent video in the F4E Phantom 2, demonstrating how the navigation systems and the autopilot works. Next time, we're going to probably dive into the radar, I guess. That's going to be the next exciting thing we might make use of. I always like to do sensors first and then show how some of the weapons work. So yeah, we'll do some air-to-air radar fun times. Let's see what we can do with that. Welcome to the stream, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Robbie Hobby, Colin Kelly, Sim Taylor, Eagle Wings, Shemo, Pink Floyd, James Fenton, B. Denson, Sim Taylor again, might have to dash in the middle on day 13 of a 5-day job and might actually go out on work today. Fantastic. Irish Pat, welcome. JPEG Abobo. Jose Malbran. What's up? What up? Welcome, everybody. Yes, I do remember that terrible advert. So yes, welcome. We had some fun Phantom times just there, and then, as always, we're jumping into the DCS news, of which there's a little bit this week. We're not completely bereft of news this week. Sim Taylor, oh lord, I dive in slowly. Might have to be a multi-part video series on the Phantom radar. Yeah, I think for the first one, it will just be air-to-air, and it will just be what it looks like from the pilot's seat and what the pilot's interactions with it are. Probably, of course, engaging quite a bit with Jester. When it comes to actual Wizzo tutorials, that will be a bigger thing for sure. Yeah, Douche and Thap. Hello, welcome. I don't... Apologies, people, if I misread your names. I honestly have no idea what some of these usernames are. It's all far too complex for me. Oh, you're new to this channel. Well, welcome aboard. Yeah, I do this every week. You know, I publish some tutorials and then I talk a little bit about the news. That usually starts off with the Eagle Dynamics weekly newsletter. We got some tasty morsels in this week. And we also have a video from Daddy Wags, which we'll be taking a peek at in a moment. Dear fighter pilots, partners, and friends, in the next update, get ready to take part in a different type of campaign as you strap into the legendary DCS F-16C Viper as a test pilot during the Century Pacific 2025 campaign. Set over the stunning and free DCS Mariana Islands map, this upcoming campaign will focus on flight test procedures, weapon employment, and squadron camaraderie. Stay tuned. That sounds like quite an interesting new thing to try out in a campaign. As part of our ongoing efforts to modernise legacy aircraft modules and ensure they meet the highest standards of visual and technical fidelity, we are pleased to share work-in-progress screenshots of the new pilot model for the DCS A-10C II tank killer that is planned for the next DCS update. Also, for a limited time only, go to pimax.com and use the code DCS40K at checkout to receive 40,000 ED miles. That's the equivalent of 40 United States dollary dues in the DCS eShop when purchasing the new Crystal Super Micro OLED VR headset. Could we put any more buzzwords on this? So yeah, that's a good deal. Very, very nice indeed. I'm actually, stay tuned to this channel because I'm actually in touch with Pimax just now, so there might be some fun Pimax stuff coming to the Deepak channel a little bit later. F-16C Century Pacific 2025 campaign by SOB Simulations. The upcoming DCS F-16C Century Pacific 2025 campaign by SOB Simulations will test your skills across 13 handcrafted missions, where you will fly structured test profiles and full-scale combat employment sorties as part of the fictional Century Pacific 2025 exercise in the Mariana Islands. Designed by a 30-year US Air Force veteran, Century Pacific 2025 blends study-level tactical and ATC procedures with light-hearted storytelling, detailed kneeboards, and sortie-specific checklists. With over 3,000 lines of English voiceover and richly documented briefings for each mission, this campaign will deliver a believable deployment atmosphere as a member of the Air National Guard, Air Force Reserve Command Test Center. Please stay tuned for the upcoming DCS update. Oh my. Right. We've got chat. Chat is chatting away. Goji, good day from frigid Western Canada, -30. Oh, we're not seeing anything like that yet. Here in good old Stockholm, it's still above zero. I'm about 3 or 4 degrees right now. Okay, Shemo, -30 Celsius or Fahrenheit. I think he's going to be talking Celsius. Although around about that point, isn't Celsius and Fahrenheit quite close? Anyway, Pink Floyd in Montreal, -6. Oh my. Sim Taylor for later, but I guess there have been some problems with the C-130 on some servers. People were talking about that earlier on, but there has been a hotfix. I don't know if that's addressed all the problems. DP0516 Flyer. Can't wait for the new DCS pilot model. Yes, for the A10. Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the pictures. Very, very nice. Memphis Bell. Hey there, Deepak. Have you heard something about paratroopers to be used by the C-130J? Did Wags mention something like that during your official or unofficial conversation? He did not. He didn't mention very much about the C-130 during our interview. But the thing is, the menu that you can bring up to control paratroops does appear in the C-130, but I've not tried it, but I would assume it's not implemented yet. It would definitely be worth a little bit of a look. But I'm pretty sure that paratroopers are coming if they aren't already implemented for the C-130. Yes, marvelous. So next we've got the A-10C tank killer new pilot model. The A-10 has a long history in DCS. Yeah, it was, depending on how you count it, it was either the very first official DCS module or the second. Because I think at the time the A-10 came out, the Black Shark was a thing all of its own and was later kind of ported to DCS World. But anyway, it's an early one, either first or second. The A-10 has a long history in DCS, and today we are proud to share another leap forward with a greatly improved and accurate pilot model, complete with a new ejection sequence and a highly detailed first-person model that is ideal for VR. The A-10C II tank killer pilot model has the following new features: a fully redesigned high-fidelity 3D pilot model, updated flight gear, survival equipment, and harness details, realistic helmet, oxygen mask, and goggle geometry, an entirely new ejection animation bringing more authenticity and impact to emergency procedures, enhanced cockpit body mesh and textures, accurate gloves, flight suit materials and animations, improved posture, limb movement and control interaction, and better visual integration with cockpit lighting and shadows. Final tasks include work on more realistic animations, specifically the ejection sequence, seat trajectory, and more realistic body movements in the cockpit. This is part of our ongoing efforts to make A-10C II Tank Killer Cockpit feel more alive, especially during long CAS missions while in VR. Please stay tuned for the upcoming DCS update. You will love this new pilot model. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. Memphis Bell, it's been the second. K50 was the first. Well, it depends. It depends because technically at the time that the K50 was released, DCS World didn't exist and it was later ported. So I'm perhaps being a little pedantic here, but I think actually the A10 was technically the first module that actually worked in DCS World, but I don't know. Shimo, I love the C-130J, but the manual lacks a bit of explanation. It's more of a description of functions than an explanation of these functions. Yeah, the current state of the manual, it's very similar to an actual pilot's operating handbook. So it tells you how to operate the aircraft, but it doesn't tell you how to tactically employ certain features. So yeah, I would imagine the manual is going to have some revisions. Like, honestly, it tells you nothing about setting the aircraft up for a mission. It's it's kind of lacking in that sort of information, I would say. Good evening, Jeff. Okay. Will the A-10C II get more quality of life updates and functions like DEL mark point button and DTC/DTS? I think it's all the modules, I believe, are expected to eventually get DTC. That'll probably take some time to get implemented. The delete mark point button, is that a feature the real aircraft has? I thought in the A10 you couldn't delete mark points, but I don't know. Okay, Memphis Bell, actually not. DCS was born with the K50. The K50 was considered for lock-on FC, but was then postponed for DCS. Okay. Irish Pat, 2026 and beyond video. Any thoughts on what we will see? Oh, hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of the Typhoon. That'd be very, very nice indeed. I would also hope to see a bit of the Tornado. F-15, anyone? If we could see some F-35, that would be incredible. Because I'm really interested to see how ED are going to represent the kind of human machine interface that we have in the F-35, because it's going to be the first aircraft. No, that's not technically true. We have the Apache. I was going to say it's going to be the first aircraft that doesn't have a HUD and displays everything inside the HMD, but yeah, the Apache already does that. And then also it's the first aircraft with that kind of really wide format touch panel that can be like split and bits can be moved around, and it's very interesting UI that the F-35 has. I would love to see a bit more about that. Sim Taylor shouting out for the A6. Of course, that would be absolutely fantastic. Do we not have the F-35 coming this year? No, absolutely not. My understanding, I should check the FAQ and see if it's changed, but the last time I read it, they were suggesting an early access release later in 2026. So I don't think we're definitely not seeing the F-35 this year. Here we go. Here's the FAQ. So when will it be available? This is to be determined. Design work is still under... Oh, okay. So yeah, there you go. It's actually changed. I think originally it did say that it was going to come later in 2026. Or am I thinking of the F-35? Sorry, the F-15. Maybe I'm getting mixed up here. It might have been the F-15 that said that. Oh, okay. So both the F-15 and the F-35 now say to be determined, which I think is sensible. I think that's a very sensible approach. Okay, Meriton Vinsa. Del Mark Point is in the real aircraft. It is in the DCS CDU keyboard. It would help with managing mark points and mission waypoints a bit better. Okay. Okay, interesting. Goji 2026 is what I meant. Only 17 days left in this year. Imagine if we all got an incredible Christmas present of the F-35. That's not going to happen. But yes, they don't have the dates in the FAQ anymore, so perhaps they've sort of reevaluated that. But I'm pretty sure originally it was supposed to be early access at basically at the end of 2026. Although that feels to me like a very ambitious timeline. I would not be surprised to see that happening a little bit later. So, the question was, what would I expect to see in the 2026 and beyond video? Definitely F-15, F-35, Typhoon, Tornado. Those ones I would love to see some of. That would be absolutely fantastic. What else we got going on? Something I was just about to say, but my mind has gone blank. Oh, yes, I was going to do my usual shout out. So please, everybody, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. You also have the option of joining Deepak's ground crew. And really big shout out to everybody who's done so. It's a fantastic list of supporters here who are members of Deepak's ground crew. You can join by clicking the join button below. It's a small monthly fee, about the cost of a cup of coffee per month, and I very much appreciate it, and it really helps me in creating this kind of content. Sim Taylor F-35, meh. It's a cool aircraft. It's I'm looking forward to it. Sim Taylor, want to impress me? Let's see the dynamic campaign before the end of the year. I think it's safe to say we're not seeing the dynamic campaign before the end of the year. That will probably drop at some stage next year. Oh my! It's Tea Kettle Barbecue is doing that thing he does again oh so often. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's extremely kind. Thank you ever so much. Shemo, I'd rather have the Typhoon over the F-35. Same, but the F-35 is a very interesting aircraft. And of course, it does open up the possibility that later we might get, let me see if I remember correctly, a B model, F-35B, so that we can eventually have a replacement for our poor Harrier, which of course will be going away at some point, much to my sadness, because I am a Harrier boy, as you all know. Pink Floyd, Mystery Helicopter will be an Mi-26. Are you sure about that? That would be cool. That would be cool. That would be very, very cool. Sim Taylor, see, they don't want to impress me. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, Tea Kettle Barbecue, and welcome everybody who's just joined Deepak's Ground Crew. Check out the pinned post in YouTube posts, which will give you a link to the top secret Deepak's Ground Crew Discord. We hang out there. People have direct access to me, whether they want it or not. And once a month we do a bit of flying together, which is a lot of fun. So anyway, moving on with the DCS newsletter, we also have the Pimax promotion. This is a promotional message from Pimax. The Crystal Super Micro OLED takes the original Crystal Super design and upgrades it with dual 4K Sony Micro OLED panels paired with Pimax's concave view pancake optics. For a limited time, a purchase of the new Crystal Super Micro OLED comes with an additional credit of 40,000 ED miles, worth $40 in the DCS eShop, when you use code DCS40K at checkout. And who knows, at some point in the future, these US dollars might have Trump on them. Wouldn't that be exciting? About the Micro OLED Crystal Super, each of the 27 million pixels, that's 3840 by 3552 per eye, can be turned off and on individually, meaning ultra crisp visuals, fine contrasts, and zero pixelated edges around objects. If you fly in a night scene, Micro OLED panels have no panel backlight bleeding, meaning black pixels stay truly black with no unwanted glow. The 3-layer concave view lenses deliver the widest field of view of any Micro OLED VR headset, with 116 degrees of horizontal FOV and offer edge-to-edge clarity. And with eye tracking, users can use Quad View's dynamic fovelated rendering in DCS without any third-party software, getting FPS boosts of up to 50%. If anyone's wondering what this nonsense is, Quad View's dynamic fovelated rendering, basically what it means is the scene gets broken up into kind of different layers of resolution. So basically, wherever you're looking, the game will render it high resolution, and around where you're looking, where of course our peripheral vision is, it can render it lower resolution. So you don't really lose any acuity because, of course, we can't, like if I put my hand over here, I can't see this finger like focused in great detail, but if I bring it around here, then I can. That's the way the eyeballs work, and this is a way of taking advantage of the human eye to improve performance. Irish Pat, Deepak, would an F-35B scratch your Harrier itch? Yes, it very much would. An F-35B would make me exceedingly happy. Now, obviously, I would much rather have a Harrier, because a Harrier is cooler than an F-35, but the F-35 is, of course, a very, very capable aircraft, and it can do the same kind of stuff. So yes, I'd be happy with that. Sim Taylor, I'd love to get a Pimax, but I'd probably have to get a divorce lawyer to go with it. Oh man, yes, I know what you mean. Jeff, welcome to the Ground Crew. I salute you, along with everybody else who just joined. Absolutely fantastic. Brian Johnson, love my Pimax Super, game changer. Pedro Sur, if you have the Pimax Super, get the DP cable. Excellent. I hear that these Pimax headsets are really good. I'm looking into it myself. I'm currently still running an HP Reverb G2 version 2, and it's very, very good. I think it still stands up as a very, very good headset. But yeah, obviously something like this would be much better. The integrated audio and ergonomics backstrap let's try that again. The integrated audio and ergonomic backstrap make the headset comfortable and ideal for long sessions in DCS. With a cabled connection to your PC, there's visually lossless compression over DisplayPort 1.4a, and thanks to 4 SLAM tracking cameras, no base stations are required. To receive 40,000 ED miles with your purchase of the new Crystal Super Micro OLED, follow this link and use code DCS40K during checkout. Visit the Pimax area of the DCS forum for dedicated Pimax VR support and suggestions for best settings. Excellent. So, there you go. That's everything that we had in the newsletter for this week, but that's not the only bit of news that Eagle Dynamics delivered to us this week. We got a video from Matt Wagner on his YouTube channel. Go ahead and check that out. And he's talking all about terrain profile mode in the AH-64D. Actually, wait a minute. So, I think I just noticed what could be an Easter egg in this video, and I did not notice it on first viewing. If you guys look at the very top left corner, you'll see that his FPS counter now displays something that's labeled as mode. Now, the mode looks like it says something DX11. However, why would it need to enunciate what mode it's in? Well, of course, we know that Vulcan is coming soon, so I wonder if our man Daddy Wags is teasing us here. MT-DX11 it says actually for mode, so multi-threaded DirectX 11. I wonder if in the future we might see videos where at the top left there it says MT-Vulcan. Very nice, very nice. So anyway, yes. Rick Bish, try the big screen VR2 with eye tracking. It's like wearing a pair of glasses. I've seen big screen, if only my budget would accommodate such things. But yes, big screen also looks very, very nice. In any case, terrain profile mode, here we go. This is coming very soon now to the Apache, and it's basically like a terrain avoidance mode for the radar, for the FCR. And it kind of color codes things either black, gray, or white, depending upon what you set as your clearance altitude. And it has different kind of fields of view, basically, based on your speed. Above 45 knots, it does like a kind of narrow scan for higher speed updates. And when you're below 45 knots, it does, I think, 180 degree scan. So there you go. Very, very nice indeed. Pink Floyd, I can't understand how anyone can remember all the Apache controls. It's so cool, but also so complicated. Oh dear, oh dear. Irish Pat, wow, good call, DH. Yeah, I just saw it now. Like, I've already watched this video and I didn't see it the first time I looked. This one also says mode MT-DX11, so yeah, we're apparently still in DirectX 11. Yeah, the Apache having a lot of controls. You just take a look at the collective that Virpil make, which I believe is kind of a reproduction of the real Apache one. It is festooned, you might say. Festooned. Eagle Wings, I've literally lost with my Apache, could not catch up with the update. Yeah. There's so much stuff. In a way, it's kind of good that the Apache was released in early access because it gave us an opportunity to get a feel for these features one by one as they came out. But yeah, if you're coming at it today and having to learn everything that's in there, and of course, we don't have everything yet. We do still have the RFI and the ECM and a couple of other systems to be implemented. So there is still stuff to go. But if I remember correctly, this is the final radar mode. So we basically have a fully implemented radar mode. The only thing we're missing with this is it also has the ability to display this information in your HMD. It has like a kind of C-scope mode, I think it calls it. And we're missing that just now, but that will be coming. So just imagine when you can fly along looking out the cockpit in nighttime and actually have information about the terrain around you. That's going to be really, really nice. Very, very nice indeed. Very capable helicopter. So very, very cool to see. Pink Floyd, I need voice attack to do even some simple Apache stuff. Set up once and then just give a voice command after that. That's a good shout. I know a lot of people use voice attack. Sorry, I've never tried it myself. So here we are. This is, like I said, a really, really nice video from Matt Wagner on his YouTube channel. If we jump it forwards a little bit, I think we get to the point where he demonstrates the changing field of view. So here we are. We've got the 180, and he's going to start accelerating. Of course, in the Apache, if you're trying to go fast, you can get over 45 knots quite quickly. So as we pass that speed, let's see here. Boop, there you go. It drops down to what looks like a 90-degree cone of scan, which is nice. Then you get your quicker updates. Irish Pat, so many complex modules, so little time. Oh yes, I'm always having to learn new modules thanks to the tutorials that I'm recording. So it's kind of fun. It keeps it interesting for sure. I do rather enjoy learning a new module from time to time. Yes. Alrighty. So, yeah, that's basically all the news that we have for this week. That was the newsletter and the latest video from Matt Wagner. But chat, go ahead and send stuff to me. I'm always monitoring the chat if you think I've missed anything or if there's anything you want to know about, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to serve all of you. I'm here to tell you the things that you want to know about the DCS World News. Sim Taylor, have voice attack, but have never got it to work. Want to use it for the F4 and F14, but I just can't get it to work. Do you have a very, very difficult to understand accent? Could that be it? Pink Floyd is pretty easy. It should work for you. Sim Taylor, my backlog of unflown aircraft ought to last me about 150 years. I often think that when I'm looking at like my wish list on Steam. It's like, will I live to play all of these games? I wonder. We need technology to solve the problem of human life expectancy, so that I can make my way through all of it. Artao, voice tech rules, so powerful and flexible. Sim Taylor, Southern Ozarks. I don't even know what that is. Irish Pat, will Vulcan be DCS 3.0? ED haven't said. They haven't confirmed that. I would assume it's either going to be 2.10 or it's going to be a big enough feature that they're going to call it 3.0. But yeah, I would imagine that Vulcan is definitely going to be in the next kind of major or minor release. They're going to bump the main number or the decimal point, one of the two. Would be my assumption. They haven't said anything about it. Sim Taylor, basically Kansas, but a smidge slower. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Yes. And then Brian Johnson, when will we get World War II Pacific Assets Pack? Good question. They have been talking about it recently. I guess we will see. Eagle Wings, I think Dynamic will be DCS 3.0. You're probably right. Yeah, they're probably saving that big version number bump for Dynamic Campaign. But I would imagine that Vulcan will be a major update to the sim as well, of course. For Vulcan, all modules and their shaders are, of course, going to have to be updated. So I wonder how they're going to manage that. That must be really, really difficult from a release standpoint. That's something we'll need to ask Daddy Wags at some stage. I guess there'll be a point at which DCS will have Vulcan and it'll be ready to go, and then they probably have to hold the release until all the third-party module developers kind of report in and like, yep, I've updated my module, and they all actually work with Vulcan, because they won't day one. Irish Pat 3.0 Strike Eagle Death. I think it's fairly safe to assume that at the next major version we're going to lose the Razbam modules, yes. Badger Milk have an 8 terabyte SSD waiting for DCS 3.0. Yum, yum, yum. My Mac K, please, can you ask if ED planning to have any newer version of the MI-24? I'm pretty sure they already answered that one and said no. Let me double check. Maybe it says something about it in their FAQ for the module. Do they have an FAQ for the module anymore? Oh, here we go. FAQ. Right. Is this an early access module? Yes. They have to have it in here somewhere, because this must be something. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't actually say. But I'm pretty sure they've previously said that they're not looking to update the version. I think, the version we have is the version we're getting, basically. Sim Taylor, got a blaze, boys. They're at 1,000 feet and pulling fast. What? Okay. Very well. So yeah, another quick reminder, everybody, if you're still watching at this stage and you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. And at this point, I'm going to do as I often do, and I'm going to pimp the VAF. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron originally started by myself and Dot Chuckles many moons ago. We're flying on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, usually about 8 PM UK time, and we currently have squadrons for the Harrier, the F-16, and the F-18. Everybody's welcome to join, whether you fly with us or not. You'll see there's a Discord link in the show notes below. We're always looking for more pilots, air traffic controllers, mission makers, livery makers, scripters, everybody basically. And like I said, yeah, feel free to join the Discord whether you fly with us or not. Everybody is very, very much welcome. So, attack debris, updated Huey and MI8 2026, fingers crossed. Pedro Sura, did you guys see the Command T video about big changes coming? I saw that in my feed, but I didn't have a chance to watch it before this, so I've not seen it yet. Irish Pat, thanks DH and everybody. Have a wonderful weekend and happy flying. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm going to take this opportunity to give another big shout out. Unfortunately, this list is now out of date, thanks to Tea Kettle Barbecue. Thank you very much, Tea Kettle Barbecue. But thank you very much to Deepak's ground crew. Your names are on the screen just now. Your additional support is very, very much welcome. There's a join button in the show notes below, and for a small monthly fee, you can support me in making this kind of content. Thank you very, very much. In any case, I've been Deepak. Every Saturday at about 6:30 p.m. UK time, I make a new tutorial video. Currently, it's a series all about the Phantom 2, and that's always followed by the DCS news, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. Pink Floyd, is John Bloor still alive? He absolutely is. People are asking where John Bloor is. You would have to ask him. Sadly, he's not on the show, but he's very much still alive, and we're very much still in touch, so don't worry about that. So yes, I've been Deepak. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta!